Alright, so today we're reacting to Reasonable Crashouts by Waves. Okay, I love this guy, this YouTuber, bro. Like, he's newer, right? Like, he just started popping off recently, and I've been watching the hell out of his videos. His videos are hella fun, hella entertaining. I like his voice, I like the memes in the background, and most of his takes are high-key so valid, bro, like, straight up. So this is one of the videos that we're gonna be reacting to. I watched this a long time ago, but yeah, this was a while ago. I don't remember everything that's in the video, right? So we're gonna be watching it together because I think this video is hilarious.
Pointing out a double standard here, Adrian. I mean, take hip-hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African-American rappers saying inward this and inward that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
So you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Crashouts.
I will say it with you.
Familiar with them. People that be bunging for no reason. People that be over exaggerating certain scenarios and just be taken out of context 99% of the time. Shit, I crashed out when I saw that Switch 2 games were £75, fam. Are you mad, bruv?
Bro, when I think Reasonable Crashouts, immediately I'm thinking Benson, bro. Like, and I know people say, like, when you get older, you start reasoning with Benson, bro. I started reasoning with Benson when I was a kid. Even growing up watching regular show, I knew Benson was on the right. Well, like, Mordecai and Ruby were some dumbasses that were doing crazy shit. Of course, I would crash out. If I was Benson, I'd be crashing out every day. Bro, imagine being Mordecai and Ruby's employees. I would have fired them on day one, bro. I wouldn't have put up with their bullshit. I'm firing them both, like, as soon as they start doing some bullshit. Like, shit. That's what Benson should have done, but he kept giving them chances and crashing out every time. That's the most reasonable crash outs I can think of right now.
Like a whole shift at work. And with the whole cost of living crisis we got out here in the UK, you're trying to get me to spend that to play Mario Kart, which is a game you can only play online. Suck your mom, bro. What are you talking about? But for real though, crashing out.
I'm definitely getting the Nintendo Switch 2, like, next year. I mean, it's expensive, but like, I need to play Smash Bros, bro. That's like my favorite game to watch, and I want to play it, which means I have to get a Nintendo, and the best Nintendo right now is the Switch 2. I'll buy it next week. I mean, not next week, next year when I got money.
It's an art. It's amazing how some people's first reaction to anything is to start moving like Grug from the cruise, or for them to throw the quickest tantrum possible like their power levels rising, or they're going 0 to 100 like they from Obstacle. But a lot of crash outs are low-key justified. I mean, most of the time these men are just acting out after carefully warning people or just asking politely. And as your host of today's video, I'll
SpongeBob crash outs are the craziest.
be sharing and telling you why these were all reasonable crash outs, starting with the man himself, John Walker. And before I even talk about this man, look at it.
Nah, I haven't watched the show. What's it? Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have not watched it. It looks like boring. It looks like it's one of those shows that have way too much people talking, way too much, like, you know what I mean, like too much expedition, not enough action, you know what I mean. And also, Marvel shows are always like really low quality, like the fights, like the budget is very low for those shows. Like, so I don't know, I never really watch. And also, I don't really watch Marvel after Endgame. Like, after Endgame, like, let's be honest, everything just fell off. All the different shows, all the Vision shows. Loki was fire though. Like, Loki was fire, but everything else was some dog shit. So after Endgame, I just stopped watching Marvel. And Winter Soldier and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was one of those shows that I decided to skip.
Glaze he's recently been getting with the success of the Thunderbolts movie. It's times like this I think that as a Marvel fan myself, I actually sometimes question the community because they were hating.
Also, fun fact, none of the Marvel movies that came out this year were successful. Like, they're good movies, don't get me wrong, but none of them broke even when it comes to like profit. None of them made money. Like, Marvel lost money on every single Marvel movie dropped today, including Thunderbolts, including Fantastic Four. All of them technically failed, even though they're good movies.
On this man for no reason. Don't get it twisted. I'm guessed that you man are finally recognizing peak. But I've been saying this since Falcon and the Winter Soldier, fam. John Walker has always been cold, fam. His suit was peak, the fights were fire, and his story was peak. US Agent is such a cool character, but he got sold completely in the story. He was more than qualified to be Captain America through his accolades, achievements, and physical capability. He was an S-tier rank for this role, bro. Big man thing. I mean, shit. If we're being completely honest here, after I watched
I mean, like, do we need a new Captain America though? That's the one thing I never understood. Like, why do we need another one? Like, why do we need somebody else to call Captain America? Why not just stay Steve Rogers? Like, yeah, he's old, yeah, he's dead, but like, he's still Captain America. Why not just keep it that way? Why do we need to create a new soldier that's gonna be the new Captain America, like a president or something? Like, what? Like,
also, my boy, I think John could beat Steve in a fight, and it might not even be close, fam. After that super jump he did, which I did not know they could do, fam. I didn't even know that was possible. They had me in the cinema with my mouth.
Does John Walker have the serum? Like the super soldier serum?
I didn't know he could do that. It was crazy, fam. But seriously, John Walker had every right to bug out and do what he had to do in the show. And you know, I'm just gonna cut the shit and get to the part where everybody supposedly throws shade to this guy. So the moment that made everybody hate John Walker, which is mostly the part where he killed the flag smasher, and everybody saying things like, oh, the guy was trying to surrender, a hero doesn't kill. And by far my favorite one, Steve Rogers wouldn't have done it.
A hero doesn't kill unless it's Joker. Batman should have wiped that nigga ass a long time ago. Batman probably indirectly caused like hundreds of deaths by refusing to Swiss cheese Joker like he should have in the beginning, bro.
Are you sure Steve Rogers hasn't killed anyone, bro?
Bro, Steve Rogers has killed many niggas, bro. Like, have y'all watched Captain America: The First Avenger, bro. He killed many different Nazis and shit, like niggas from the Red Skulls, like army. Like he was using guns in that movie, bro, shooting niggas. You tell me he hasn't killed one person? Hell nah. Yeah, he done. Nah, he's not dead. He's knocked out.
Let's be honest, superheroes have killed a bunch of people regardless of them being bad guys or not. Most of the time we don't even count them as kills because they be doing way worse shit most of the time. With that being said, let me give you a deep analysis of the scenario which led John Walker to even kill the Flag Smasher in the first place. Yeah. So before this even happens, the leader of the Flag Smashers, Carly, or better known as Pebbles bro from Top Boy, was planning to separate all the man them and kill John Walker in the first place. So Bucky and Sam get to her realize they start Walker, so they start moving to his location ASAP. Fast forward.
Do they have any powers? Are they just normal people? They just want to assassinate John Walker.
And they're all scrapping with the rest of the terrorists. And in this scene, John Walker gets grabbed by the man he kills later, who attempts to hold him so Pebbles can kill him with a knife, bro. So Battle starts tackles Carly, and then she just punches the life out of my man, killing him. I like Naruto was when he
punched him and he died. Holy shit, how strong is that nigga's punch?
Before Hinata died, John Walker was furious, fam. So he starts chasing down the terrorists to find out where Carly's gone, and in pursuit, the terrorist just dashes a concrete bin at him. And bear in mind, I didn't share this at the start, but he's now a super soldier. But if he didn't have the serum,
oh, so he has the serum. He has the serum. Damn.
He probably would have been knocked out or worse. So John Walker finally chases my man down and does the deed. And look at Carly looking all shocked at one of her brethren died when she was killing innocent people the entire show. She blew up a building full of people, took hostages, and did a whole GTA ragdoll out the car to even kill the hostages. And guess who was saving them? The GOAT himself, John Walker, fam. The show was painting John Walker as a bad guy from the start. Like Bucky and Sam were hating on him for no reason when him and Battlestar were just trying to do their job. Remember, the only reason why John Walker was even able to turn into Captain America was because Sam's dumbass decided not to take the opportunity for Captain America himself.
Why, bro? What? Doesn't he want to take it? Like he gave him the shield, bro. He gave him the shield for a reason, and bro quits and gave it to somebody else. Like,
was handpicked by the man, and he decided to take it and give it to the government. We're like, bro, it's your fault that shit even happened in the first place. And Bucky was just hating because he wasn't Steve. He was up there gobbling Steve shit so bad that he couldn't see that somebody else would have eventually picked up the mantle of Captain America. And instead of being a comrade and a friend, he just became a hater, bro. And
also, bro, just tell Doctor Strange to use the time stone and reverse Thingy's age so he's back to his youth. Like, can we not just do that? Like, can we not just like use the time stone, reverse age Steve Rogers so he's back in his prime, and then we got Captain America back so that now we don't have to do all this bullshit. Like,
this is the worst version of Bucky in the MCU, fam. His trim is shit, bro. His barber don't mess him up, fam. Don't get me wrong, John Walker definitely had his flaws. Like, right after he killed the Flag Smasher and started scrapping with Bucky and Sam, he was low-key trying to kill them. I'll be honest, he was crazy here. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he was treated poorly by other superheroes. Yes, John Walker was working for the government, and Bucky and Sam weren't. But that doesn't mean you give the guy mistreatment. That was just mad unprofessional. Especially from unks who've been in the game collectively for like 100 years. What the hell is wrong with you two? The type of treatment these two were giving Walker and Battlestar was something Steve would have never done. And they were both mentioning his morals and ideals significantly in the show just to never be behind it themselves. And another thing going back to Carly was when Sam was out here saying she wasn't a terrorist, acting like he didn't know the type of shit she was doing. The writing in this show was so
didn't he say he blew up like his school or something?
Twisted. They tried to justify Carly's actions so much more and practically painted John Walker as more of a villain to some people. How is that even possible, bro? I'm happy that John Walker is finally getting recognized for how cool he is now with how cold the Thunderbolts movie was. But even more,
nah, I still think he's lame. I still think the whole show is lame. Like bro, Marvel after Endgame is just trash, bro. All of the shows, bro. I can't keep up with all of these different shows, bro. I ain't got the time for that, boy. Just drop a movie, like 3 movies a year and call it a day. Why are we making so many shows, bro? Like, I can't.
For this, Marvel fans were just hating on him because he wasn't Steve, and fans act like Steve was a golden boy, like he wasn't throwing his shield at 70 miles per hour and shooting a bunch of people. Marvel fans are so delusional, bro. You were holding on to John Walker's kill like Iron Man didn't murder a bunch of terrorists in his movie. Like, remember, before John Walker became US agent, he killed one person as Captain America. One person, fam. And it wasn't even someone special. It was a terrorist who was about to get him murdered. People hate on John Walker needs
a terrorist that was about to kill him as well.
Of their high horse, man, for real. But John Walker is a sick character, and I'm happy people are starting to jump on that opinion. Thunderbolts was such a cold movie, and as a Marvel fan, I can say we're back, fam. For real though, the John Walker hate was never.
We are not back. We're definitely not back. Like, have you seen how much money Thunderbolt made? Thunderbolt made like 400 mil, bro, with a budget of like 300. They need to make double and more than that to break even, bro. We are not back. We need to pray that Avengers Doomsday saves Marvel, but I don't see it happening, bro.
justified and it's
Doctor Doom needs to be Thanos and more, and that's not happening, bro.
Crash Out killing the Flag Smasher just made sense in the moment. Fans were just hating at this because he wasn't Steve. And just because the writers want you to dislike a character shouldn't mean that they're actually an unlikable character. John Walker was a real victim.
Bro, if people are hating on John Walker this much, imagine if they tried to recast Tony Stark, bro. Like, bro, like it'll be apocalypse. Everyone will hate that character, though. Because, like, at some point, Marvel is gonna need to reboot and recast like every character. Maybe not Thor, because Thor is still like he's still fine, right? He can do the role again. But like every other character, at some point needs to be recasted, including Robbie Downey Jr. with Tony Stark, and that's gonna be tough because the person needs to look like Tony Stark. They can't be completely like different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what
The show, being mistreated and disrespected by comrades, being significantly weaker than every foe they had to face in the show, which probably caused him to take the serum. Because in his head, he was probably thinking, if I can't defend anyone, then what's the point of being Captain America? And him seeing his best friend die, the only guy who was by his side to
isn't getting the serum like a package deal with becoming Captain America. Like, you need the serum to be Captain America. Or am I tripping? I don't know.
then kill the murderer, to then be demonized and stripped away from his title by the government who made him into this, and he still took it on the chin and saved the people in the car. This gave me mad respect for Walker, bro, I'll be honest. And when I saw his redemption in the fans, that's when I knew we were doing something right. And now it's time for the next crash out. Benson from Regular Show. To this day, to me, Regular Show.
Yes, bro, Benson, bro, Benson. I've been saying this, bro. I don't know why people are only waking up now, bro. I've been saying Benson was valid. Every crash out was valid. All he had to do was fire Mordecai and Rigby's dumb asses and move on, but he kept them there. I mean, I like Mordecai and Rigby, but like they were terrible employees. They should have been fired a long time ago.
It's one of the most rewatchable cartoons of all time. It's like,
bro, Regular Show is that show, you know, when you eating, right, and you're looking at YouTube to see if you have YouTube videos you can watch, and YouTube is not YouTube and you can't find a video, watch Regular Show, bro. Regular Show is the best show to watch while eating. Each episode is 10 minutes. It's fun, it's fast, it's nostalgic. Like, I love it.
you get a different perspective or viewpoint of it every time you watch it at a different stage of your life. And when I was a kid, I used to hate Benson, bro. To me, when I was younger, he was just a guy who used to get
Nah, bro, I didn't hate Benson. I was annoyed by him, but I understood him. Like, I got where he was coming from.
angry at Mordecai and Rigby all the time. He was just mad, uptight, and annoying. Like, when I was a kid, I used to hate how strict teachers were. And at the time, I used to relate Benson to a teacher so much, I'd low-key dislike my man heavy. But what I've come to realize as I've become more and more conscious, self-aware, and have experienced more life as I've grown up, is that I feel bad for Benson, low-key. Benson just...
Yo, Benson's love life was so sad, bro. Like y'all remember his love life, bro. Like, it was so pathetic. Like, Penny, that girl from his apartment building, whatever happened to her, bro? Like, I forgot what happened to her. That scientist that dumped his ass after they went to space, and then he started chowing wings, and then the rockets, bro. Benson's love life is just like, it's crazy. Like, it's pathetic. It might be even worse than Mordecai.
wanted all his employees to just do their jobs and commit. And instead of getting that, most of them were just slacking, especially Mordecai and Rigby. Benson just wanted these guys to do simple things like clean a room.
I feel like Rigby was worse. Rigby was worse than Mordecai when it comes to doing like their job. Like, season 1 alone, like every conflict in season 1 was just Rigby being an idiot, bro. Like,
or chairs, take responsibility for any problems they've done. And what do instead? They go slack off or go do something completely random that isn't their job. Time and time again, Benson would have to keep telling Mordecai and Rigby over and over again just to do their jobs, which isn't something you should be telling two grown-ass men to do. They should just be doing it instead. Benson would have to always lash out and start raging at these men. And they got so bad at one point, Pops had to tell him to stop yelling at Mordecai and Rigby or else he would be...
Bro, that episode pissed me off so much, bro. You gotta stop yelling at Mordecai and Rigby. Oh my god, bro. I hated Pops in that episode, bro.
Fired. And Mordecai and Rigby were taking a piss out of this and took advantage, which literally caused Benson to turn into the sun and started destroying the park. Benson
He almost blew up the park.
had showed time and time again he just wanted Mordecai and Rigby to do their jobs, and we all know every time he threatened to fire Mordecai and Rigby, he was never gonna fire them. He only said that so he could push some sort of urgency and get them to do their job. But instead of doing their jobs, they'll just go on some random side quest that destroys the park 99% of the time. Like, if I was Mordecai and Rigby's manager, I would be tweaking out as well, fam. These guys never
Same.
took their job seriously. Benson never asked him to do any complicated shit. All he would ask him to do were baby chores we were all doing at like 9 years old. And instead, Mordecai and Rigby were treating us like it was the hardest thing to do possible. Benson's anger and rage towards his employees is the most justified point I've made in this video. Because it's not only that
It's extremely justified, and it gets even more justified as time goes on. Bro, Benson was the only person who was suspicious of the space like thing. Like, everyone else was just cool with it. Like, what? And then they made him the villain in that, you know, that episode where they went to the space tree, they made him seem as if he was the bad guy for being skeptical of why they were sent to space in the first place. Like everybody lied to them and stuff like that.
He's their boss and that's his responsibility to hold them accountable to their jobs and make sure everything gets done. But it's also the fact that Benson cares about his employees. Like I mentioned earlier, time and time again, he's wanted to fire Mordecai Rigby. Like he literally says this every episode. And he did fire them in one, but they quit anyway, so don't even count. Just didn't work out for these men. But majority of the time, Benson just says it as a threat so they can do their jobs. Benson has a soft spot for Mordecai Rigby. At the time, Mordecai was depressed about Margaret and he told Mordecai to go speak to Margaret to get...
Yeah, that was a real episode. Yeah. Mordecai being depressed after Margaret left to go to like fucking college and dump his ass. That was tough to watch. And then Benson came in clutch because the music was annoying, gave him some hard advice about, and then he improved after that. Benson is low-key chill as fuck, bro. Like he's a W homie outside of work. Like he's chill as fuck.
Time he helped Rigby to pass a foreign language class to graduate high school.
Also, why does Benson get drunk every time he ate wings? Like, have y'all noticed that? Like every time they go to Wing Kingdom and they chow wings, he gets like actually drunk. Like what the...
He even helped save them in the stick hockey episode after he got rid of it because Mordecai Rigby yet again didn't do their jobs. But by far the saddest moment of Benson is the episode where Mordecai Rigby destroy a car and...
Oh my god, bro. I feel like this episode is where everyone, regardless of your age, everyone like realized that damn, like Mordecai are the problem. Mordecai and Ruby are the problem here. Like that episode, bro, like when Benson started like crying and shit, like that shit was sad, bro. That was the wake up call for anyone watching regular show that, you know what, Benson might not be the bad guy. Like, you know what I mean?
The Mailer puts the responsibility of that on Benson or else he's gonna fire him. So he has to go drive all the way to the dealership all day to get there. And Mordecai Rigby sneak their way onto his car, and since Benson has driven out too far already, he agrees and lets them stay with him to drive to the dealership. And during the drive they start chilling and having fun. And there's even a moment where
they start vibing, they start actually like chilling.
Benson tells Mordecai Rigby the reason why he gets mad at them all the time is just because he wants them to do better and push them for that. Benson then hands them the responsibility to keep driving since he's gonna take a nap. And Mordecai Rigby decides to take a detour, drive into an arcade and spend all night at the arcade. And then we just get this sad scene from Benson.
I'm about to lose my job! You may not care about keeping your jobs, but I care about keeping mine! Because if I lose my job, I have nothing! Do you hear me? I have nothing!
All Benson wanted to do was get these men to take their job.
He low-key does have nothing though without his job now I think about it. Like he has like nothing. Like he doesn't have any like, he has family but like he's not like close to them. He doesn't have any crazy hobbies. Like his job is low-key his life. Like without it he has like nothing. Like straight up.
Seriously, do better in their lives, make something of themselves. But instead of that, they just messed up. They just messed about, which slowly had repercussions and problems toward Benson since he's their manager and takes responsibility for any job or work they haven't done yet. I mean, Mordecai Rigby most of the time will complete a task or something, but it's normally at the cost of something else. Like when Benson, who was very extreme for this, I'm not gonna lie to you, hired a bounty hunter to find his car, and Mordecai Rigby stole the car to fix the window they broke, which eventually caused the bounty hunter to just blow up the car, but the glass stayed. Like that's a piss take, I'm gonna be honest fam. But for real though, if we're keeping it 100, for us adults now that used to watch regular show when we were kids, probably sympathize with Benson a lot more now, as we ourselves have grown and gained a lot more responsibilities and realize.
Yeah, obviously as you get older, it becomes easier to understand Benson. But like I feel like even as a kid, as a young kid, you can still like understand where he's coming from, like why he's mad.
It's way more now. Mordecai Rigby were in the wrong most of the time. I really and truly, they should have been fired a long time ago, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And now for my final crash out. And before I even enlighten you on why this person was right for getting angry, I'm gonna paint a picture for you so you can get the most out of this explanation. We all most likely have somebody in our lives we hate. It's deep in our bones, deep in our hearts. I'm talking about when you hear their
niggas you pray on your downfall every day, bro. You wish the worst on this niggas.
You get furious, fam. You just start raging with envy when they start winning and you don't. And you weren't always like this. You and this person used to be friends, comrades, something like brothers. People couldn't separate you two sometimes because of how close you were. But then they betrayed you. They let you down in your darkest hour. They fumbled when you needed them most, and after that moment, you vowed to never trust a human soul like that ever again. Now I want you to take all the anger I've just helped you resurface and throw it at Dinkelberg and scream it with me. Bun Dinkelberg, man. Everything a Mr.
Dingleberg. What? I was thinking he's gonna say like Tai Long or some shit. Like what?
His life was ultimately horrible because of Dinkelberg. The weather was horrible. Dinkelberg. His tie didn't match his shirt. Dinkelberg. The Turner household ran out of milk. Dinkelberg. And when I was younger and used to watch Very Odd Parents, often
I do remember watching Very Odd Parents, but I don't remember liking it. Like Very Odd Parents, like I remember watching it like a lot, like Nickelodeon, but I don't think I ever liked it. I think I just watched it just because like there was nothing else on.
Just thought that Mr. Turner was a hater. However, I have some strong evidence here which justifies the hate against Dinkelberg. In the episode where Timmy goes back in time, we can see his parents. And before Mr. Turner was with his wife, she was close to Dinkelberg. Now I know that's a relatable feeling. When you see fine shit but they already with somebody else, that shit gets me heated for real. Not to mention, Dinkelberg is a huge rage baiter. This guy would spend time out of his day to go bug and annoy Mr. Turner on some dumb shit. Whether he used to show off him being rich or even just come to his house for no reason to gloat and be passive aggressive. We all know what it's like to be rage baited by that one person who consistently does it to the point we all fall for it. And Mr. Turner was getting this done daily, from his childhood all the way to when he became a dad and was raising Timmy. Dinkelberg was consistently baiting this man and it was working. He even convinced Mr. Turner to try and kill this guy several times. Believe me, if I could wake up tomorrow with Toon Force and blow up my enemy, I probably would, I'll be honest. As peaceful as I am, I hate some brothers, but we ain't gonna go into that. But to get real here, I'm sure the hate Mr. Turner had towards Dinkelberg was just because he was jealous of Dinkelberg for having no kids. And the Dink in Dinkelberg stands for dual income, no kids. And that's how they're so rich compared to the
No kids.
Turners who can't afford half the stuff the Dinkelbergs be buying. And that's probably why Mr. Turner carried some hate for Dinkelberg in the future. Also, Timmy was ruining a bunch of stuff for his dad, like losing awards he should have won, but then they got handed to Dinkelberg, which is a piss take. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'd be heated at that. And as an adult, I can humbly say, but Dinkelberg, I hate Dinkelberg, you hate Dinkelberg, we all hate Dinkelberg, but this
I do not hate Dinkelberg.
guy, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we at the end of the flick. If you lot got any more reasonable crash outs I haven't mentioned,
W video. I enjoyed the hell out of that. There's more of these waves videos, reasonable crash out. I think he has 3 parts, and comment down below if you want me to react to them. I'm probably gonna still react to them whether you comment or not. Hit me with a like, hit me with a sub. Also, join the Discord. I'm doing giveaways on Discord. If you use Discord, right, I'm doing Nitro giveaways soon, so join the Discord and like, share, comment, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.